Hi, my name is Tommy Hoffmeister. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer here at KREATIZE. Yeah, any startup is a risky endeavor in its nature, right? It just started a company, it's brand new, it has to test its business model against the market. So startups should really focus on their core competencies. What are they really good at? That's what they should do it themselves. Everything else should be put out. And that's what we call de-risking. Use services, options there in the market, programs, platforms, partners, whatever they are, to cut out those competencies. Yeah. The principle is not really new. I mean, we've seen it in finance, right? In finance, you try to always mitigate the risk to partners that are capable to handle that risk. So insurances, transportation, or whatever, there's always been this method. Investors like startups to create the most value with the least resources and with the least financing. Lean startup or fail fast, that's the hack behind that. So really to find out what's your business model with the least resources behind it. And if a startup fails, which is very natural, it can happen very fast. You should do that while having used the least resources to get there, to get the recognition. So the risk is always the same, right? You start a business, you go into market, the risk from the outside will always be the same, but the underlying investment and the resource that you've been using there should be as little as possible. So overall, the value lost by investors, by your time, by yourself is the lowest. If you take the example of Tesla, for instance, Tesla, when they started developing their first car, which was the Roadster at the time, they had no idea about building cars. They had no idea about suspensions, about the frame of the car, of the steering wheels, but they knew very well about the electric engine and the platform behind it to run the car, the battery, the technology, the cooling of the batteries. So they focused completely on that, but they bought a car from Lotus and used Lotus as the frame to build that car. That's de-risking. Well, hardware startups are very good at figuring out what their product should look like, how it should function. Actually, today's hardware startups are actually primarily software companies. They generate the most value from the function of a digital platform. However, where they need support is when it comes to manufacturing, financing the product, bringing it to market, and that's the area where KREATIZE can really help. The barrier of entry of owning your own machines or having to set up a large or huge supply chain, which was actually the competitive advantage of large corporations, no longer exists. By partnering up with KREATIZE, hardware startups will decrease the risk and drastically cut their procurement cost and the supply chain network cost. Yeah. You don't need to build up your own network. You can just plug in directly in the cloud, in our cloud manufacturing technology. And all a startup needs to do is upload the custom parts, the drawings, configure it, choose the specification, and place an order directly with us.